Okay, the Seeds of Gold Farm Clinic will now be held in Lira. And to tell us more, we have Dr. Labantiri Agenda, the director of Ngetazadi, and Mr. George Mutagobia, the communications manager at the Agricultural Business Initiative. And they join me right now in studio. Good morning. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
So first off, let's start by taking a look at this farm clinic. How is the farm clinic initiative aligned to your organization, and how is it intervening in the agriculture sector?
First of all, NARO has got a mandate of coordinating and guiding agricultural research in Uganda. And one of the areas is to produce improved technologies and practices and deliver them to farmers. Now we do it in many ways. One, through information sharing, through demonstrations, and through training of uptake pathways. So this farm clinic provides an avenue for practical knowledge learning. Farmers come, stakeholders come, not only farmers, but also extension workers. They come and get practical training. They see what we do and how we do them. So that's how we are connected. On that very day, farmers are trained in selected commodities. Definitely those which are important for them in northern Uganda. Like this farm clinic, we have 7 commodities. We have rice and maize, we have citrus, shea tree, we have soybean, we have cassava. Now, these are the most, we have groundnuts. These are the most common and most important crops in northern Uganda. Now, we need to tell the farmers, we shall train the farmers from beginning, what do you need to produce?
So that you help them.
And produce economically. And you make money, you have enough food on the table for your children and household, and also have extra surplus to sell to external market. So that's how we are connected with farm clinic. Because remember, farm clinic, its objective and Seeds of Gold is to give farmers information.
Indeed.
And remember that the Uganda's economy is based on agriculture. And so they are coming in, and now coming in to support farmers to learn
and to
practically
boost the agriculture sector.
Yeah, it will be improved.
Let me just engage Mr. George Mutagobia, the communications manager at Agriculture Business Initiative. Now, if a farmer is in need of the services of the Agriculture Business Initiative, how do they access you?
First and foremost, I think for the benefit of viewers, we are one of the leading agribusiness entities. And the way we work through offering grants to agribusiness actors or agriculture in general, but also we partner with financial institutions, whereby we provide resources to those financial institutions for on lending to agribusiness actors. So, of course, it's one thing for the farmer to be given information, but it's another to build this farmer's capacity to ensure that the information he has attained, he can put it into practice, and he needs resources to do that. So that's where ABI comes in, and the other entities who are in this space. So we work with for grants. Basically, a grant is money I've given to you, you don't need to pay back. But however, you have to make sure that it serves the purpose.
Well utilized.
They well utilized. So those are farmer groups, cooperatives, apex bodies, enterprises themselves, SMEs, small and medium enterprises, but in the space of agriculture. But also, if say you're interested as an individual and you meet all the requirements, then you can go and access our products from the financial institutions we work with, the banks, the microfinance institutions, and also the SACCOs. And the idea there is that you go and borrow money, but a cheap money, and you must invest it in agribusiness, in agriculture. So that's how we come into play. And because of we are first and foremost established by the government of Uganda, but we use development partner resources. So we channel development support to agriculture. So we're a conduit. So we work with sister institutions like NARO, but of course now that we have this excellent platform, by Nation Media Group, which is the Seeds of God. We found it important for us to support this engagement because it's looking out for this smallholder farmer, the last mile farmer, to build their capacity, to put them in touch with people that can support them. The narrow people are training them, giving them the information, but also the financial institutions that they can go to and access this kind of support that they need.
So, Mr. Laban, what should participants expect at the Ngetazadi? Yeah, Ngetazadi. What should they expect at your tent come November 9th?
One, farmers should come prepared to learn on how to access quality seed, on how to, if it is a crop, on how to prepare their gardens, how do they timing of their gardens. Remember, there's a lot of climate change issues. So we need timely planting. So we need to give them the calendar. When do you plant? How do you plant? And what varieties of crop do you plant to mitigate the impacts of climate change? And then after planting and after harvesting, how do you keep your crop safe? Because if you know from FAO information, over 30% loss of crop production is lost after harvesting, post-harvest losses. So how can we control, how can we avoid post-harvest losses? Secondly, how do we add value? Remember, when you are giving, I think the president has been saying, if you are giving unprocessed products, you are giving jobs to external workers. So how can you add value?
How can we add value?
How can you add value? And after adding value, you get more money and so on. So they will expect to learn more. Marketing. How do you market your crop? How do you market your product to get enough money? And lastly, record keeping. You know, we discovered that farmers have got a lot of issues with record keeping. They grow, they harvest, they sell. There's no record. So they don't know whether they're making a loss, they don't know whether they're making a profit.
The opposite, yes.
And secondly, if they're making a loss, how can they avoid the loss? So when you ask them, how do you put your price tag on your commodity? They don't know. They have no criteria of putting a price because the putting of a price depends on how much money you have spent.
Yes.
And therefore how much money you expect to get as a profit. But we have that lack of information. So we should train farmers, how can they now treat agriculture as a business? One, to have food security for their households, but also to have money for other issues, medication, school fees, and so on. Those are things which we shall go into details on that
Come
day.
November 9th.
9th.
Now, George, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization, the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, they contend that East Africa could be the food basket of Africa and the world. And but the problem right now is that 90% of our farmers are actually into subsistence farming rather than commercial agriculture. Now, how best will the agriculture business initiative help our farmers? How best can you empower them to shift from subsistence to commercial agriculture?
We have done quite a number of interventions in that space. And of course, when we partner with the likes of NARO, we are moving towards that direction. But we do a lot of infrastructure investment in terms of first at the production level, when we engage with these SMEs to train farmers on how best to, say, to do farming. But we don't stop there. We go along the way, we intervene along the entire value chain for the commodities we participate in. And the idea is to increase productivity. And of course, by increasing productivity, you're looking at aspects of, taking farmers from subsistence to the commercial bit. But then we also support the marketing, but most importantly, we support the validation. So we've done a lot of investment in CAPEX in terms of helping SMEs, cooperatives to put up silos for post-harvesting, processing plants, so that when a farmer, when the farmer produces, they have where to sell their produce, and that also, in a way, encourages them, motivates them to produce first and foremost quality, because that's important, but also the right quantities. And the best way you can do that is when you move away from the subsistence
to commercial.
So our funding, our money, most of our money is going towards that, towards that aspect. And we believe that there is a lot of potential in this space to realize
a lot of potential.
Yeah, to realize that our vision of becoming the food basket of East Africa. But it won't happen by chance.
It won't happen by chance and not overnight.
Overnight,
it will take a lot of effort.
It will take a lot of effort, and that's where we're coming in, and that's where now is coming in. And we're not doing it alone. Agriculture is too big.
Yeah.
There's enough space for everyone to come and intervene. So for us, it's complementary. They do their part, we do our part of funding.
And the journalists also do their part.
You guys, we sensitize, which is our seeds of gold anyway.
So as we wrap up, what should participants expect at the Agriculture Business Initiative tent come November 9th?
What they should expect from the Seeds of God when they come to the ABI tent is to find out how they can best benefit from our immense opportunities in terms of how they can access our money. We give money. We give money. And money is very critical when it comes to agriculture. But most importantly, there are other people like us who are going to be there. The banks are going to be there. The private sector, agribusiness input guys are going to be there. So as a farmer, you're coming to a one-stop center whereby you can access all that you need to become a successful farmer. So I encourage them to come.
So, Dr. Laban, you're the Director of Research at Ngeta
Yes,
and according to your research, I'm sure you found out that irrigation is really pivotal when it comes to commercial agriculture.
Yes.
Subsistence, maybe not so much. You can survive on drip irrigation, but commercial agriculture, large-scale irrigation. So how best can our farmers, get some, a little bit of funding, maybe, I don't know. What do you have for them come November 9th so that they could set up, large-scale irrigation schemes?
Good enough, we are with ABI, which provides money. We are with Bank of Uganda, which gives money. We shall be with other banks, which give money. What we are doing now for us as Ngeta is to demonstrate the different irrigation systems. We have got this high-level commercial irrigation system.
Drip irrigation is not part of it.
It's not part of it. Then we have got this solar panel pump powered irrigation system. We also have small irrigation, not drip of bottles, but mechanized drip irrigation. Indeed. So they will be taught how to, which one, depending on the capacity of the farmer, which one is suitable for the farmer. So, and in Uganda, agriculture here is underfunded somehow. In the last financial year, Minister of Agriculture got about 1.054 trillion Uganda shillings, which is 2.6 of the national budget. And out of that, Naro got 76 billion, which on the sector budget is 7.6%. So we expect farmers to come by demand-driven approach, to come and demand for the services to them, because we cannot reach everywhere. Remember, we are working in 17 districts, 2 sub-regions, Rango and Acholi sub-region. And in Rango, we have got 9 districts. In Acholi, we have got 8 districts. We have 17. So we can't reach everywhere. So what we do is to demonstrate. Then the farmers can increase their demand for the services. Then we come in to support them.
Awesome.
Definitely connecting them to ABI, to Bank of Uganda, and other financial institutions, so that they can get support to do their work.
George, we've run out of time, but maybe I could just give you this last few seconds. What is the future of agriculture in Uganda?
It's bright.
It's bright.
It's bright. And if you're out there and you're wondering what kind of business you can go to, I think just by going by the name of the campaign, Seeds of God, agriculture is gold. There's gold in agriculture. So come and be part of this exciting sector.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Laban Agenda.
Thank you.
Director of Research at Ngeta and George Mutagovia.
Thank you.
And
Thank
that
you.
is the Communications
Thank you.
Manager at Agriculture Business Initiative. The conversation has been centered on the forthcoming 17th Seeds of God Farm Clinic that will be held in Lira come November 9th. Now, please, if you're a farmer right there and you're passionate about agriculture, they have tips for you on how best you can shift from subsistence to commercial agriculture. They also have something for you who wants to do large-scale irrigation farming right there. So don't sit at home and say, okay, I do not have the money. ABI is here to help. Dr. Laban from Ngeta is also here to help. So make your way to Lira come November 9th. My name is Romeo Busiku, and right about now, I believe we've come to the end of the show. I'll be right back tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. all the way to 9 a.m. I'll also be back here at 1 p.m. to also give you an update on NTV at 1. Right about now, have yourselves a blessed morning, and God bless.